Hi everyone, myself Kushal. Welcome to another video. So today I will be teaching you about the different shapes which we have in the Unity, the 3D shapes, and also how to add it, how to apply materials and all. So you can see this when you create a new project, you will get this type of view. Maybe the view will be kind of different in your system because maybe the game view will be here or like that. But the main thing which we have is the scene view for today's scene view, our project window, and our hierarchy. So project window consists of all the assets which we use in the game. So uh, and the hierarchy consists of all the objects which we add in the scenes. For example, I added a game logo. Okay, I added a PNG photo. Okay, which I'm not using in this scene view, but I'm using in some other settings or some other place. So that's why project window consists of all of those things. So it contains of objects which we are using in the scene also in the game in the main gameplay, and it consists of and here you can add the object which you are using in some other areas also. It's kind of hold the assets. Okay, hierarchy consists of what the objects currently have in the scene. So currently we have a main camera and a directional light. So directional light, you can give it a call like a so directional light is like a sun. Okay, sun. Because with directional light, the whole area will get lightning. Depends on what's the X and Y and Z is, like that. Okay. Uh, it consists of many options, like the what color you want to with the light will be. So if you want it to be a pink, sorry, you want white, you can do it white. If you want it to be the normal skin type of color, you can add that also. You can add the real-time lightning and every other things, which I will get back to it when we have the scene setup of it. Okay. Main camera. So you can see this whole line, correct? This whole area. So this is what the main camera see. The things which will be in front of the main camera will only visible in the game. So it's like an eye. Okay, it's like a eye. So what the main camera can see, that only user can see in the game. Okay, great. And with control S you can save, and command S if you are on a Mac system. So don't forget to save in between. Great. So we'll start with creating some folders. So that's a very important thing because with the help of folder, you can manage your assets very nicely. So I right click here, create, and on folder, I will go for a materials. Okay. Because in our game, today's game, we will be adding a materials, making materials. So I just created a materials folder. If we need, we will create more folders. Okay. But now, as I told in the starting, we'll create few shapes. Okay. So for that, I will go on hierarchy. You can see my mouse is on hierarchy, and I will right click. Then I will go on 3D object because it's a 3D project and we want to add 3D objects. We'll go on the 3D object and we'll create a cube. Okay. Cube, sphere, capsule, cylinder, plane, and quad are the main 3D objects which I will be creating today. So start with plane. So a ground will be set up. If I just double tap on it, you can see, but it's not visible on the camera. So what you can do is you can go on the transform, this three arrow, and reset it. So that because the camera is also resetted, so it will help. Now I will just move it down with the tools from here. So this is the move tool. I will move tool. So I will just down it. Okay. I can also use this rect tool to scale a certain part, like in this axis. If I want to scale in all three parts, I can use this one like in center, or single for this, I can use like this. So we have both options. Okay. Now we have added a plane. Now I will add a cube. So we will have like plane will act as a ground. We have added a cube also, which I will just move and place on the ground. You can see currently it's all white, but I will just change the color. But let's firstly add all the objects. Sphere is like a circular kind of a thing. You can use in the game as a ball and all. Capsule. So we added a capsule also. So we have a cube, we have a sphere currently, and we have a capsule. Now we will add a cylinder. So I will add it as a top kind of line so that you can see it in the game. And I will bring it in front, okay, up like this. And the next object we will add is a quad. So quad is like a small, you can tell as a block, small tile you can tell. Okay. This is the smallest version of plane. Anything you can call it anything. So I did it. Okay. Now to create materials, I will go on materials. Okay. I will create, right click on the asset material folder inside material create. Here you will get multiple options like folder, C# script, scene, material. So we because we want to create material, I will go on material. Now at this point, I will write the names. For example, I will write the name ground, but for the easiest thing, I will write the name plane. It will match the object. And you have two options. Either you can drag it like this on the plane or you can drag in like this. So I drag it like this. You can see it has now a material which name is plane. Okay. So I will go here on plane and now I will go on the material part and I will just color it. Okay. So I can color it from here also. This, for example, I want to give it a like a reddish feel. I can do it. I can eventually like reduce the skin color of like that. We also have a cube now. So we'll create a new material for cube. This time I will drag it or like this. Okay. Now I will give cube a maybe a like greenish tint. Okay. We will create an object name as sphere. And on sphere, I will just drag it. We'll give a sphere a yellowish kind of a feel with the smoothness 0. Another material for capsule. And we'll give it something orange feel. Looks pretty good. So what is smoothness generally? Like you can see it makes the glowing if we just see this thing. So if I just reduce it, it makes it like a very like in a real life the lighting, uh not reflection. We're not reflecting that. And then we create a cylinder and apply it a color. Give it a color like pink. So like this, we create materials easy and the very which you can make multiple kind of a primitives. You can also, if you didn't watch our previous video which had the animation thing, do check it out. So you can make multiple animation with these cute little primitives. And what I will do here is I will just name it a quad. Okay. So these cute objects, you can just like use your creativity. Like you can make a whole room with all these objects. Like you can scale the cube, make it like a wall, skip plane like a wall, cube like a door, like anything. It all depends on your creativity. Okay. So now we have these three things ready. Now we'll also tell you about main camera and directional light and how we can beautify this scene. Okay. So with main camera, skybox. So skybox is what its whole environment. Like currently, if you go outside of your room or your office or wherever you are, you see a whole sky box kind of a thing because all skies are very beautiful with clouds and all. It's like something like that. Instead of that, I will use a solid color. So it will be like a plane. So in plain thing, I will give it a very cute little color, which you can see. I just provided a very light color. Okay. Now the next thing what I will do is you can see this black things, which is shadows. It's looking so weird because it's stored So uh yeah, so it looks too dark and all. And now what we can do is we can go on the directional light, and I will just, okay, now I was about to tell you about the intensity. The intensity is means how brighter. If I increase the intensity, you can see. So if the normal it's one is okay. And to reduce this order, shadow type is soft shadow. In the strength, if you just reduce like this, you can see. So you can put it like something around 0.3 or like that, and you can see it looks more simple. Correct? So this is a very easy and simplest thing which you can just see it out like where we just added a cube, some small objects you can just see, and what's the main camera. Okay, there are more options which I'm going to tell you about now. Is the main camera has a solid color like you just tell. Uh, this is known as the vertical and perspective, like a orthographic looks like this. Okay, and the perspective this is like a view projection photo of a camera. Okay, field of view you can like maybe like zoom out, zoom in, like this also, near and far. For example, with this, what happens is you can see the end of the camera lines. Okay. If object out comes here, this camera can't see it on the same track. Okay. So to make it see, I will just add one more zero and you can just see it becomes more wider, like more range it will cover now. So that's how it happens. It contains of more or less thing is a physical camera or what. So you can like focal length, you can like edit the properties like six. So now I will just like show you this thing as you can see. So this is a what the things looks like. This is a rotation tool. You can like to choose anything to rotate like a cube if you want it to look like this, something like this. Make it over. You can rotate any other object if you want. So it's a rotation tool. You can see the in transform value, transform area, the values are changing. That's how it works. You can see the, I can like eventually rotate it like this. Play with quad. Okay, so see materials here. You can also directly drag the materials. Choose by this arrow. You can search like plane, quad, like this. It's so simple, easy to think. Okay, and that's for the very basic thing which you can like play with the 3D objects and see in that how it works in the Unity engine. Because in general, these are basic things which you can use. The animation part I have already covered. You can check out my previous video on the channel, Codewizard channel. So you can check it out. You just need to do one little thing is just change it. Okay, just you can just go you the watch the animation video and you can animate this whole little cubes and all. That will looks really amazing. Okay, and if you find any issue let me know, so you can see that I can just increase the smoothness, and in material also you can see the bright projection is happening. So a very basic video, you can see a camera. You can eventually rotate the move the camera also, like if I want the camera to like be up and rotate it, so you can also do it in that way also. Want the directional light. Okay, if you do rotate the directional light, you can see that it becomes night of like, because whatever areas the directional light will cover, it will only show you that. Like it's having us like a sun, sun when sun is there, it don't provide light to whole earth. It provide light at a time to a certain area, then slowly it moves to other areas like that, you know na, like in some places where when there's a day, in our country when there's a day, in some other country that may be a evening or night, because it's a whole circle. Like that's the real fundamental of the light. And don't forget to save your scene. It's a very important to save your scene. I give you a very one more time. I will repeat one basic thing is to create any object in hierarchy. You can just right click, create 3D object cube and all like this. Create folder like this. Uh, because folder you can create on assets, 3D object you can create on here. To create material, same where you created folders, you can have to go here, material. Similarly, we will use this to create C# script and other little stuffs on the further videos. So stay with me. See you in the next video. Bye bye.